Hi and welcome to the first of my Saturday stretching series. First up, sciatic nerve pain relief in 5 quick steps. That's coming up. First of all, thank you so much for watching. It's really good for me to see all the comments coming back, to see how many of you that it's helping to relieve your pain and your symptoms and to improve the general quality of your life through these simple stretches that I developed through decades of martial arts training. So much so that I thought it's only fitting to do a series of stretches for each and every little area that I've found that needs stretching now and again, that often get neglected. We go through life, our daily lives, we get up, we go to work, we come home, we go through this routine, we neglect various parts of the body that do need stretching, and they do get stiff and they do cause pain. So first up, starting with the most popular stretch routine so far, which is to relieve sciatic nerve pain. A lot of people have commented to me that some of the exercises in one of my other videos, which I will link in a highlight just here, this video has some really good exercises in it, but some people can't do those because they are in too much pain, so much pain that they just simply can't do these few exercises. So in order to lead up to that, this first in the stretching series is going to help you just wind into that a little more gradually. So they're going to be very, very gentle stretches that again you can do anywhere with a bit of floor space and just that little bit of space, but it will help you get into those stretches so that if the other exercises are too much for you to do and to cope with, you can start off with these. So let's get started. So the first exercise I'm going to recommend is to replace the more advanced stretch of this one, and actually what you're going to do is put one leg flat and keep the other leg bent here, and then you're going to put both arms on the floor like this and lift your back up as much as you can. And what that's going to do is just stretch this lower back area here. So then you're going to relax again, just put your shoulder blades back on the floor, and you can use the palms of your hands and your elbows to help lift you up, just to stretch that lower part of your back. It is going to work the core to get yourself up, but that's part of the stabilization process of the whole inside area here. But what it will do is stretch this lower part of the back. So you'll just repeat this a few times. So you'll relax back onto the shoulder blades, use the palms of your hands and your elbows on the floor, just lift yourself up, and that's going to stretch that lower part of the back there. Just hold that there for as much as you can, and then relax back down again. And then once you've done this a few times, if you wish, you can change leg so that you've got a bit of a balance for both sides. And then once more, you're going to use your arms from resting on the shoulder blades, and you're going to lift yourself up and just hold that position and just stretch that lower back and then come back down. So that's a lying down back stretch exercise. So next up to follow that stretch is going to be a bit of a balancing stretch. The beauty of this one is you can do as much or as little as you can depending on the amount of pain that you're in. So you're going to start with both feet flat on the floor. You will have your head on the floor as well. I've only got my head up because I'm just talking to you. But what you're going to do is you're going to lift both feet off the floor and grab hold of the knees. Now again, like I said, you're going to have the head back and you're going to hold the knees here, and you're going to pull them up as much as you can and just feel where you get that tension and just hold it there and relax. The key is to relax. What you can also do is if you either move the knees slightly side to side, or even if you can twist the hips side to side. So you've got this turning action on the hips here, which will just relieve that tension and let it melt away. And then you can relax your feet while they're in the air as well, and just relax and move whichever motion feels comfortable to you. And then if it gets a bit tight, let the knees go a little bit and just have a break and relax, and just count for sort of 10-15 seconds or so. And then you're going to pull them up towards you again until you feel that tension again. Now you might feel that has moved a bit further up on the second time, and then you're going to hold them there. You'll put a bit of pressure on towards you, but only as much as you feel comfortable, but it will begin to break that tension in the lower back. And again, if you want to help that melt away, rotate the hips in this direction, and you can move the knees side to side And again, you can relax. And then the more that you do this, you'll find that the knees will come further up. And ideally, ultimately, you want to be able to wrap your arms around the knees and have a really deep, relaxed stretch. But none of this should be painful, and the beauty is you can do it at your own pace, and each little bit that you do will help. So that's the second step. The next step is going to start from a similar position, again with feet flat on the floor. Now what you're going to do this time is you're going to take one leg, it doesn't matter which one to begin with, but one leg you're going to lift up and you're going to cross over the other one, and then you're going to lift it up just slightly off the floor over here, and then whichever one is on top, you're going to pull to the opposite side of the body. So I've got my left leg up, so I'm going to pull it to the right side, and what I'm going to do is relax as this rolls my hips over, and I'm going to put the opposite hand out straight, and this is going to roll over this way until I relax. Now there's two stages to this stretch, and this is the first stage. There's a more advanced stage which I'll show you afterwards, but this is one that you just relax. Now what you might find, a lot of people find, is there'll be a tension right in the middle of the back, sort of behind your rib cage, if that makes sense. So you'll find that tension there. What you need to do there is just lift this arm up, move it around a bit, relax, and then let that arm relax back down again. And then bring yourself back up again, uncross the leg, and then have a rest before you do the other side. And then the other side, everything reverse. You'll lift the opposite leg up over the top of the other one, lift the one that's on the floor, again pull the knee, put the opposite arm out, and pull that knee to the opposite side. And then relax when it's got to as far as you can. And you'll find that that's freeing up this whole lower back area here. And again, after about 30 seconds, gradually lift yourself back up and uncross. So that's the first level of this stretch. If you want to do a more intermediate one, what you would do is have one leg out straight, and the one, instead of going over the top, you would lift it up to 90 degrees, both arms out again, and then this one is still going to the opposite side, but it will go over with a straight leg, and that's slightly more advanced. And then you bring it back up again, and then back down, and then again you would swap legs, that one on the floor, 90 degrees, and then over to the opposite side, and if you can until it touches the floor over here, and then back up, and then relaxed. But don't try this one until you've tried and are comfortable with the very first step. The fourth step is two kind of cat stretches. So these, the typical cat stretch that you know of, arcing the back up this way, but there's sort of a reverse cat stretch where you put your arms out as much as you can and pull your back down to the floor. It's a bit like a child's pose, but it's sort of the stretched out cat stretch. So you're going to alternate between this one, just for a few seconds here, and then bring your arms back to the middle and invert the spine and stretch upwards for an upwards cat stretch this way for 10 to 15 seconds. And then you're going to put your arms out again and then stretch yourself backwards, sitting back onto your heels as much as you can. And then what you're doing is pushing your back into the floor, just 10 or 15 seconds, and then alternate to an upwards cat stretch. And you repeat this 3 or 4 times and then relax. And that's your fourth step. Again, you can do as much or as little as you want depending on your level of pain or comfort, and just feel that that's improving and stretching things out and making things a little bit more supple for you. Fifth and final step, again, you can do this anywhere where you've got a little bit of floor space, or you can carry one of these sort of roll-up mats with you and just whip it out on the floor. So I find I even do this at the office, so if I'm a little bit stiff or sore at the office, or the other day I had no mat, so I used the windowsill. But you might be a little curious as to how, but I might show you that in a bit of an outtake or something. But the fifth and final step, what you're going to do is you're going to have one foot just resting here and one foot straight in front, and all you're going to do, keep your legs straight, point the toes upwards, And you're going to sit up as straight as you can and just lean yourself forwards. What you'll find is that you'll feel the stretch normally will start here, just underneath the knee. Obviously it's stretching the hamstrings for most of you that recognize that. So it's going to stretch the hamstrings down here, because the hamstrings have a really big part of the overall tension of the leg, and overall tension of the leg and the lower back is what traps the nerve that goes between the two. So you need to do both of the things so you need to stretch both of the areas that are making that tension cause you pain. So again, you can just relax, bounce the leg around, let it relax a little bit, but then again, sit yourself up as straight as you can and just lean forward to that leg. And you're in control as much or as little as you can. And through all of these stretches, make sure that you keep breathing and make sure that you relax. Don't get anything tense up. The idea is to relax. So, I mean, pull the toes back if you can, but if you can't, don't worry about that. The key is to relax and move into this position so that you can feel that there's a stretch there. If you feel that it's getting looser, that's great, but don't be tempted to overdo it in case you overstretch that first time. It's better to do little bits every day to see an overall progression. Obviously, you'll change legs and you will find that one leg will be better than the other. I always believed I was meant to be left-handed because my left leg was always more naturally flexible than my right. So I always had to work a little bit more on the right than I did on the left, but that's just the way it is. You'll find which one works better for you, and then you might need to compensate a little bit on the other side. So that's it, 5 quick steps. So that's it. I really do hope you find that helpful. If you found the other stretches in my other videos too much to do because you're just in that much pain, these are going to be a very gentle way of getting you into those stretched positions, and hopefully they're going to relieve the pain immediately, but then you can work up to some more advanced stretches, and like me, I hope that I can help you to get rid of this pain altogether. As you'll know from my other video, I did have a fully ruptured disc L5 to S1 right at the base of the spine. It's like an electric shock in the base of the spine, so I really do understand what this pain is that you go through. So these stretches, starting with these simple ones, working up to the more advanced ones, they really will help to cure this sort of pain. And despite doctors saying that these ruptures don't heal or fully heal, this has certainly relieved me of all these pains, and I don't have these pains anymore. So please do drop me a comment in the comment box of which part of the body that you feel stiff the most. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a different part of the body that's stiff. Today, my right calf was really stiff. I was sat having lunch and just got this really stiff sharpness pain in my calf. It's an odd place to get stiffness and sharp pain, but there it was. So I came back and started doing some calf workout stretches and to get rid of that. So that might be my next video, but you drop me a comment in the comment box as to which area of the body you find gets stiff and you need a quick routine when you're out and about that you can quickly do to get rid of this tightness and stiffness, and I'll surely get to it in this series. Please also drop me any other questions and comments that you have, and give me a thumbs up if you found it useful. Please do subscribe. This channel can't exist without you subscribing and watching, so please do that. And I'll get back to every one of you that comments, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks again for watching. Bye now.